Hey, good evening. Dan Fitzpatrick here at StockMarketMentor.com. I want to take just a quick look at Ping here, not the golf clubs, but the software company. Here's why. If you look and see what the market did today, the NASDAQ, the Spider, basically everything was down. The close was okay, but all the major indexes were down. A lot of key stocks were down. And some of them hung in there and some of them didn't. So the question that a lot of our members have is, well, how do I know when to stay into a stock and when to get out of one? And I'll tell you a pretty easy, kind of a down and dirty way to figure that out. Look what happened before. Look where the stock was before the down day. Now you can see with Ping, this is where the stock was yesterday. It was just starting to pop out of a volatility squeeze. A lot of our people were in the stock, and so it was just starting to pop out of a volatility squeeze. Today, it opens up right about where, I forget if it gapped up or down, but it was literally a matter of pennies one way or another. So it opened up about flat, but then if you look and see how it traded during the day, today here, you can see it actually ran up first thing in the morning. You compare that to the NASDAQ, which was running down. It was falling up until it finally peaked at the bottom there at about 11:30, 11:35. So that was weak all morning. On the other hand, Ping was strong. So right up, even though it pulled back here, I'll get to that in just a second. But so Ping was strong. The NASDAQ was weak. Don't overthink it. It tells you that money's going out of the NASDAQ. There's, risk off, stocks are being sold, but that's not the case with Ping. We're actually seeing some volume spikes. Again, you look and see where the stock was. The stock was coming out of a squeeze, so we buy this yesterday, maybe even the day before that, but we buy this in anticipation of just the kind of move that this thing had today. So what I'm trying to tell you is context matters. You have to look at the way a stock has set up, and with this kind of a setup, we expect it to move higher. I can only imagine how the stock would have behaved if the market was actually strong today as opposed to weak. And so we expect this stock to move higher. It does move higher. And as you look at the intraday action, let's actually look at it on a VWAP pivot point. That's a volume weighted average price and pivot point calculation. This is what the stock was looking like this morning. And just taught a class on this, the VWAP master class with Scott McGregor, where we looked at VWAP, anchored VWAP, and also these pivot points. And you can see right off the bat, Ping was moving higher while the NASDAQ was moving lower. So the idea is, without even thinking about it anymore, I want to stay long Ping, even though the market's down, because everybody else is. So we look and see Ping start to roll over, right? Well, where is it? The stock actually falls right about to where it opened up. That's a little yellow line here that you can barely see. So it fell right back to where it opened up. Meanwhile, the Qs were well below. And so this closed the low for the day at 11:35. Ping, the actual low for the day here, 11:35. So you're staying with this stock in the morning because you like the way the stock is traded out of a volatility squeeze, right? So you're staying with this stock in the morning. Then when the stock starts to roll over, you're still staying with it because on a daily chart, it looks just fine. And then you let the stock just kind of fart around for the rest of the day, trading sideways, and you don't care because you've withstood the sell-off in the NASDAQ without doing stuff that you really shouldn't be doing, and that is over trading or micromanaging a stock. So if you're taking these volatility squeezes like this, if you're taking a volatility squeeze like Ping, stay in the volatility squeeze time frame. Just because the market's doing something that you don't like, don't get into a day trading type of mode. You're looking at buying this stock and holding it until, maybe the stock hits 33. That would be kind of a good time to be looking at potentially taking profits, not in the next day or two, but perhaps during the next week or two. Company reports earnings on the 4th. So what's that, 14 days from now, something like that. And so that has plenty of room to run up into earnings. But if you're selling the stock on any kind of market weakness, you're going to get a woulda, coulda, shoulda trade. I should have hung on to that stock, but you got shaken out. So pay attention to the prior action on the daily chart, because that tells you what the big money's doing. The big money's buying this. That's what matters. Then when you get an adverse move in the market and you're looking at the intraday action, don't forget, institutions are buying the stock. This isn't a big reversal. It's not even on heavy volume. It's just an absence of buying pressure. The market is settling in. This stock is rolling over, but it's still a really healthy stock. So anyway, that's my little analysis on Ping as far as how to stay in this type of a volatility squeeze. Members, you can look at the recording from this morning's trading session. We had some pretty good trades going, actually, and there's a lot of material in there that at least the members that were there this morning really benefited a lot from, and they made some good money too. So you can check that out. I think it's definitely worth your while to watch it, and because it's not live, you can even watch it in fast mode. So instead of hearing me talk like this, you'll hear me talk like this. All right, see you guys next time.